you guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Keisha, and I talk about books that I'm reading, mental health, my work as a counselor, home decor projects, crafts, aerial hoop, my life with my two chihuahuas, all things that encompass me. So welcome, thank you so much for being here. It's Monday. I'm actually filming on a Monday. I think the last 2 or 3 weeks, that has not been the case because they've just been so busy. And I have a little bit of a slower start to my week. I'm very appreciative. I woke up this morning, I posted my most recent video, which was reading new books and my fall TBR vlog. And then I jumped over, I had a meeting, went to the studio, I had a private training session. Still a little bit of brain fog from this weekend, but it was a nice chill kind of start to my week. I went and actually picked up a new rug for my office because the one that I have right now is just a little too small. So I think I'm going to swap that out, bring it home, see if it works in my kitchen, and then film and set up my new rug, which I'm really excited about. I've got a client this evening and then a hoop class that I'm going to. So that's my Monday so far. And I've actually been doing quite a lot of reading on the Ex Hex. I think I'm about 50% of the way through according to my Goodreads. And it's just such a fun, light book to read. Vivian, the main character, is now wandering around town with her ex-boyfriend Reese. Hasn't seen him in 9 years, but he's there to charge the ley lines. Lots of kind of magic mishaps are going on, and the two of them are trying to get to the root of it. I don't want to say too much and give it away, but I love how it's written in kind of modern day time. I mean, it's a newer book in the last couple of years, so there's like mention of Bath and Body Works candles and just kind of millennial language that lands for me. And it's fun. It's fun, cozy romance book where Reese and Vivian are kind of like fighting their rekindled attraction to each other. It's just fun. It's light. It's easy. My plan is to finish reading this book by the end of the week, and then eventually get on to The Kiss Curse, which is the second book in, is this a series or is it just 2? I don't know, but it's the second book. So this has been a really fun read for me. I was exhausted, absolutely exhausted, totally wiped out yesterday afternoon and early evening. Crushed a coffee, made a stew, and then sat down with my PTSD book to start plugging along here. I was able to read 3 more chapters, so I'm now on chapter 6. And it's really just diving into a more in-depth explanation of individuals who are struggling with PTSD and what, they're more prone to experiencing and why as a result of some of the traumas that they've faced and how they can heal through that. So, some of the chapters were speaking to people with PTSD being more, being more likely to experience issues with addiction and substance use, impulsive behaviors, somatic bodily complaints, overcompensations, that kind of thing. And it's a really nice deep dive. It's pretty easy to comprehend. And if I can just give myself an hour each day, that's my plan, to sit down and really digest, highlight, soak it in, then I should be able to finish this book by the end of August. So that was good. It feels good, again, to be back in the swing of things, reading my psychology book, my fun fiction book, something a little bit lighter than I'm used to reading. And this is my Monday. So I'm just going to take you guys along on my week, which will be, again, mostly working, training, reading, studying. So thank you guys for being here, and let's get into it.
Yourself is on. Got time to wonder, to waste and to whine. But when it comes to you, it seems like I just can't find the time. So watch your head and then watch the ground. It's a silly time to learn to swim when you start to drown. It's a silly time to learn to swim on the way down. If I gave you my
What is going on, you guys? It is Wednesday, and this feels like one of the longest weeks of my life. I was plugging along on Monday. I was getting things done. I felt fine, and then I woke up yesterday morning and I literally felt like I got hit by a train. Like every muscle in my body was sore. I was congested. I felt really fatigued and sluggish. And in between all of my, clients and training and whatever else I had to do yesterday, I was just laying in bed reading my book because that's really all I could muster up the strength for. So I was able to get a decent sleep last night, woke up this morning at least feeling like a person, so that's a step in the right direction. I'm sure you guys can see outside the window it is raining. Gloomy, rainy day, love it. Love it more when I could just really enjoy it. So I'm trying to balance, everything I have to do today with the gloomy mood, with the gloomy, moody weather. But it's good. I really kind of had to force myself this morning after I planned my classes to go to the studio, get in some hoop training, teach my classes tonight. I've got a client in a little under an hour, so I've got to jet home and do that. Otherwise, I do want to update you guys because I am very close to being done the Ex Hex, and it's fun. So I want to kind of share with you guys what that's been like since my last update on my book. And I'm just gonna go home and cozy up and get ready to meet with this client, and I'll keep you guys posted on the goings on of this week. All right. Hi, you guys. It is literally 11 p.m. and I know I said I was going to film when I came back home, but one thing led to another. I had a client session, and then I was prepping other client sessions, and then all of a sudden I had to go teach my classes. So here we are. I am a bit of a night owl. If you didn't know that about me already, I don't think I've shared that with you guys, but I'm not a morning person, so being up at 11 o'clock at night is not unusual for me. I usually go to sleep sometime between, let's say 1 and 3 a.m. So I'm home, I ate, I was really hungry after teaching my classes, and I remembered I still wanted to chat with you guys about my book because I have got, how much left here? I don't know, I'm on chapter 25, page 226, just the tiniest bit left of my book. And a couple things I wanted to note here is that I've heard a lot of booktubers and things talk about the Ex Hex before, and the ones that I've watched have never mentioned that there's some spice in this book, which I don't normally go for books with spice in them. It can be fun every once in a while. I think the last books, or the only books I really ever read with spice in them, were the Pumpkin Spice Cafe and the Christmas Tree Farm by Laurie Gilmore. So that was a fun little surprise that I was not expecting. Vivian and Reese are still going through different, there's a haunted house. They're kind of following this trail of breadcrumbs, trying to figure out what the heck is going on, and deal with some of the magic that is gone haywire in the town, while closely, I guess they are getting closer to each other, but slowly kind of coming back together. That spark between the two of them is igniting. It's becoming harder and harder for them to stay away from each other, but they still have to kind of go on this adventure and do the thing, deal with what is afoot. And it's just fun. It's fun. It's light. I like how, it talks about Vivian's in her office, and there's two different parts of the school. There's a witchy part of the school, and there's a normal part of the school, which is where she decided to work, even though she is a witch. So she's kind of going through this experience of leaning into more of her magic, which she normally wouldn't do. And one kind of surprise was that there is, and I don't want to say too much because of course I don't want to give it away, but there's some sort of con artist that Vivian has come into contact with, and there's not very much left, so I'm actually curious to see how things unfold.
But the chemistry between her and Reese is just building and building, and her cousin Gwen like knows what's up. Her aunt Elaine, I think, has a feeling that something's going on. But you know, Vivian's torn between living her normal life as a history teacher and having to lean into her magic to put an end to what's going on. So that's where I'm at in the Ex Hex. The next couple of days, I'm hoping by the end of day on Friday I'll be done, and then I can read The Kiss Curse eventually. The Face on the Milk Carton is still my next read, but I've really been enjoying this one so far, especially after such a big chunky book that I read before this. This one's just like doesn't require a lot of brain power, which is really nice because I feel like I have so many things that need my attention right now. And this week, in particular, I've just been feeling really run down, really sluggish. It was kind of chilly, like 15 degrees today, which I love as a fall winter girly, but it's tricky to navigate sometimes when you've got a bunch of things to do and your body and mind is just telling you to like slow down and nap, and your schedule's just not on the same page. So it is Wednesday. Can't remember if I said that already, but it is Wednesday, almost Thursday. I've got a couple clients tomorrow, a hoop class in the evening, and then Friday through Sunday is a little bit more chill for me. I really want to get back to reading more of my PTSD book. I'm going to be spending some time with a friend this weekend. And I think it's pretty chill vibes because I am trying to balance and like tend to myself and slow down a little bit so that I can prevent any sort of sickness from happening. Fortunately for myself, I haven't been sick in like 2 years, and I'd love to keep riding that train. So gotta slow down, drink more water, less caffeine, none of my favorite things, but my body is speaking to me. I am hearing it. And what felt like a really like slow start to the week, now I can kind of see the light at the end of the tunnel. We're here. I'm feeling good. Just got to keep showing up, doing my thing. And of course, take you guys along for the ride. I think I'm going to be going to a market sometime this weekend. So, you know, I'll vlog through that, see if there's any sort of fall or Halloween things out yet. And otherwise, I need to shower. I need to get to bed, cozy up with a tea, and just read my book before tomorrow morning. So I'll catch you guys tomorrow. You guys, it is Friday. I feel like I've not been doing the best job taking you guys along with me this week, but in all fairness, it's been a slower week and I haven't been doing as much. But this morning I did go and train some hoop. I did just finish the Ex Hex, so I want to talk to you guys about that a little bit. And then last night, instead of going to hoop, which I've done a couple of weeks in a row now, I decided to go to Value Village to see if they had any sort of like fall Halloween decor out yet. I was a little bit disappointed because there wasn't much. And it's just been kind of gloomy, rainy, slower week, me trying to not push myself too much because for a while there, for a few days, I really felt like I was starting to come down with something. So when I came home from the office yesterday, I just passed out on the couch for like an hour. So that's always a sign to me that my body needs extra rest, and I've just been trying to tend to that. But let's talk about the Ex Hex that I literally just finished. So I ended up giving this book 3 stars. Would have given it 3.5 again on Goodreads if I could. I was surprised at the end of it. I didn't really know how the author was going to tie it all together, especially because I only had like 4 or 5 chapters left. And there was some surprises, which of course you guys know I love. The only thing that I wish was maybe different about this book is that some of the scenes were a little bit longer, because it felt like things moved really quickly and there could have been a little bit more description, or we could have stayed in those scenes for just a tad bit longer and like really created more of an ambience or a mood, or there could have just been a little bit more context. Not that the lack of that made it any which way. I zoomed through this book and I wish it was a little bit longer. And I'm the type of person that likes to just kind of slowly move through my books. And let me correct myself. I don't mean read them slowly, but like if I'm in a scene, I want to feel immersed in it. And I felt like going in and out of certain scenes super quickly, I didn't kind of get that full body experience because we were then moving on to the next. All in all, first book I've ever read by Erin Sterling. I did enjoy it. I will still eventually read The Kiss Curse, but I'm moving on to The Face on the Milk Carton, which I'm actually just really excited to dive into. Again, like, how many pages is this book even? Oh, I was like 184. So even less than the Ex Hex, because I'm going to be spending today, tomorrow, and a good chunk of Sunday just at home being cozy, resting. I'm definitely going to be able to finish this. Who knows? I might even, the next time I chat with you guys, have ordered the next one. But I am interested to get back to it because, again, this is a reread for me. Does it even count as a reread if the first time I read this book I was 12? I have no idea. But I'm excited to dive into it. If I'm feeling up for it, then I'll, get into some of my PTSD book. But I'm just feeling super worn down. Very low energy, super worn down. I've been eating a lot of soup and like tuna melts and stuff, just like herbal teas, warm things, lots of water, trying to avoid whatever this thing is that's trying to make me, I don't want to say the S word. I just don't even want to bring it into existence. So I'm not going to, but that's where I'm at. And then on Sunday, I also want to take you guys along. I'll do a little bit of vlogging because I'm going with two of my friends to a new market that I've never checked out before, which I think that'll be super fun. Hopefully it's this kind of comfy, cozy, rainy vibes so that I can wear like my knit sweater and just be the fall girly that I am. I hope you guys are having a good Friday. I hope you enjoy your weekend, and I will take you guys along and share little bits and pieces of what my weekend looks like with you guys. Wow! I'm so excited! Look what Rochelle found at Costco. I've been asking her to take a peek and see if she can find these for me, and I wasn't expecting that she was going to be able to find them today, so this is really exciting. Good morning, you guys. It is Sunday. I am just waiting for my friend to pick me up so we can go to the market. But I am so excited to share with you guys a couple of the fun, festive fall Halloween things that I got my hands on yesterday. My girlfriend actually surprised me with these Alani energy drinks from Costco. We were finally able to find them. I had seen them online, and then I don't normally go and do the grocery shopping, so I was like, if you see these, please pick them up for me. I want to try them. And the minute she got home, we like tore into the box, and we both really wanted to try the pumpkin cream energy drink first, which how cute is that like picture marketing label? It is so freaking cute. And I wasn't sure because you never know with like seasonal flavors if they're gonna taste super synthetic or like just not be good. But these are incredible. They taste like pumpkin pie, literally taste like pumpkin pie. And I thought that was super odd. I was kind of iffy about it because I've seen a couple of people on Facebook Marketplace selling them because obviously they were able to find some and did not like them. So I was like, ugh, that might not be a good sign, but I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed, and the only complaint I have is that this variety pack doesn't come with like 50-50. I think there's 6 of these ones, and then the rest are this witch's brew, and there's 18 in total. So that's literally my only complaint, because I actually have a preference for the pumpkin cream. And then this witch's brew, which is like also such a pretty can. I just can't get over how pretty they are. Tastes like mostly appley and a little bit sweet. I think it's supposed to be based off of this candy apple on the front, candy apple flavored, and it's pretty dang good. So I was very excited about that. I split them with my girlfriend, but I had one of each of them yesterday and they were amazing. So I was really excited about that. And then I don't think I've mentioned to you guys, but I'm sure you've seen it if you're a fall Halloween girly, Johanna Parker's Halloween line of like old school vintage style, black and orange, but like very unique looking line of Halloween decor. And mostly you can't find that in Canada. Like that's for those US girlies. They're going to Home Goods, they're going to TJ Maxx, they're finding like all of Johanna Parker's line. And I've been like stressed, just knowing like, oh my gosh, I might not ever get my hands on any of this because I am in Canada and I haven't seen it anywhere. That was until I went on Facebook Marketplace, which I really need to stop going on Facebook Marketplace, but I mean, I find such gold on there all the time. So somebody somewhere where I live obviously recently went to the States, they went to TJ Maxx, they picked up a bunch of Johanna Parker stuff and then posted it on Marketplace. To my surprise, I was like shrieking. And then I did the thing where I was like, well, I have to, because there's one mug of hers in particular that I've been looking for and really wanting, which is where this little guy comes into play. How cute is it? I'm actually dying. It's huge. Like, I'm not actually gonna drink out of this. It would be excellent to drink out of, but it's like quite weighted. And it's stunning. So I'm like, you could put dried flowers in it. I put like one of those faux taper candles from Amazon in it, just for like, almost like a little Halloween lamp. But this mug in particular is the one that I've been looking for because it reminds me so much of the spider from James and the Giant Peach, like the little face. I was obsessed. So I went and picked it up from her. Sorry if I have a little bit of sniffles. I'm still getting over being a little bit congested. I went and picked this up from her, and of course it had like the US sticker on the bottom. So I'm like, okay, it was $10 at TJ Maxx, which would calculate to about $14 Canadian. That is not what I paid for it. I am well aware that there's a huge markup on this because you can't get them here, and I was willing to oblige. So I'm really, really excited about this. It even has it says Johanna Parker on the bottom, which, I mean, there's people that have been creating lines that are like similar to, but definitely knockoffs. And I was just really, really excited about this. It's gonna be like my most treasured and valued Halloween piece for the foreseeable future. And maybe once a season, if I can get my hands on something from her, I'll start to kind of collect them over the years, but I love it. I haven't named him yet. It looks like a him. I haven't named him yet, but I'll have to think of a really cute, spooky name that suits him. Super excited, super excited. I tried to resist because I can sometimes like get away with myself, get ahead of myself, go too far. I can sometimes go too far when I get really excited about my favorite time of year, and I was like, you don't need it. And then I went all day and I was like, you know what? This brings me so much joy. I'm just gonna get it. So I'm really glad that I did. My house is starting to, slowly feel more spooky as the weeks go on, as it usually does this time of year. And I'm going to be very strict with myself and very mindful and intentional about my spending today when I go to the market with my friends, because there's nothing that I need. So I'm just gonna go and try to enjoy the experience. If I see something that I'm like, I can't live without that, I can renegotiate with myself. But I'm trying to be more mindful of my spending. I had a no spend July on anything that wasn't a need. I slipped a little bit at the end there. But I'm trying to get back on that track of just being very mindful, intentional, moving throughout the rest of the year. So that's where I'm at. I'm super excited. My friend should be here in like roughly 30 minutes. I have a protein coffee. I'm ready. I think I'm just gonna sit down and read my book because I have not done much of that at all this weekend. We had a friend over yesterday and I just didn't really get into my book. So I will update you guys when I come back from the market and take you guys along for that little adventure as well.
Also, my fall outfit for today, which I think is just so freaking cute. It is inspired off of my Pinterest fall wardrobes board. And I just think it's so cute. It's so autumnal. It's so cozy. I feel like main character energy in this outfit, and I'm ready to go to the market.
Those hands, you look good in the south. See how you use your mouth. You look good in the east. Our elbows and knees. To the honey dipper, to the sound shifter.
All right, you guys, it is Sunday evening and that concludes this week's vlog. I didn't do the best job filming at the market earlier today. That being said, the market wasn't necessarily what I was expecting and I was just really caught up having a good time with my friends, but I'll add some of that video footage that I did get of things that I picked up at the various places that we stopped at today. And I'm just gonna get to editing this video. I hope everybody's having a wonderful weekend, getting ready for the start of a new week. And as always, I'll encourage you, if you like this video, to like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.